Hello, my name is Belinda Tato, and I am co-director and co-founder of Ecosistema Urbano, together with my partner José Luis Vallejo. We started to work in the year 2000, and we've been working since then in many different places around the world, and this allowed us the possibility to work in different climatic conditions, cultures, and urban environments. So our practice has been based on these three main pillars. The first one is the environmental. So we have designed climatic comfortable spaces. We have brought resiliency to cities, and we have work to enhance the urban ecosystems. Regarding the social, we really believe our work is educational and is engaging. And we believe also that it can contribute to creating equity in cities. And for the technology, we have produced and designed interactive installations embedded into public space. So these are some examples from our previous works. And this is a project in the outskirts of Madrid. It's a project that is kind of creating this microclimate, especially targeting the summer because it's very, very hot in the summer. So bringing this humidity into the air, creating a better kind of feeling and microclimate at the ground level. So these are some images of how this space has been conquered and utilized for different purposes. This is an additional version in the city of Shanghai where conditions are completely different because the temperature is also very high, but also humidity is very high. So we were working with low-tech components such as fan and awnings to produce these different scenarios that would be responding to the different programs days and nights. This is a project in West Palm Beach in which we were designing these programs, public space programs that would also enable people to use the city in different ways, also with a microclimate condition, and working with low-tech elements in order to make them more sustainable and easy to be maintained in the future. And this is a project that we are currently building in the city of Malaga. And the idea is to bring, this is a public space that is in front of the University of Malaga. And the idea is to bring some of the academic activity that usually takes place indoors to the outside space. So how can a public space be equipped to actually perform as an indoor space and to produce more and more interesting connections? So these are some different images. This is an outdoor space for learning. So, I will start now with the concept for the Central Middle School. So we were very intrigued by this space because it's just in front of a school, and we like the idea of kind of reactivating the lawn with the community that is already there, which is the school children, but also the idea of understanding that this is an opportunity for the people, for the inhabitants of Columbus to also enjoy this installation. So as an open air classroom, this was our first approach. How can we also bring some of the indoor activities to the outside, especially in this post-COVID or COVID situation in which somehow we have been deprived from this social experience. And these are images from the past in which there were also some other viruses and situations that push students and teachers from outside of the buildings into the outside world. And these are some other images of how also public space can be reactivated and enhanced by the use of the public space. So we were doing some research, and we very much enjoy these images, which are from the beginning of the 20th century, that show that Indiana was actually the place for the first of national balloon race, more precisely in the year 1909. So it is interesting to see that Indiana was already kind of a very visionary city that was kind of giving visibility to these new modes of transportation and new technologies, and it was we found these images fascinating. So, and we're also interested in this idea again of providing and designing spaces that are kind of COVID safe. So the idea of the necessity that every school has been kind of working with for the last few weeks and also into the next months to provide these safe conditions for the kids. We also enjoy the idea of new learning environments. So the graphic on the left shows the traditional or conventional way of teaching, in which the teacher has all the knowledge and just shares it with the students, whereas today we're living more in a kind of a cloud environment in which the learning is multilinear and it takes place in many different directions and with multiple media and interfaces. So we started to work and we came up with this idea of, how can we transform a classroom into a cloud room? How can we bring, this activity and the school activity and the kids into the open space? So yeah, the goal was to provide a space that would enable students to learn, to play, and to interact. And we also ran a little survey and had a series of meetings with the students from the Central Middle School, and it was extremely inspiring to listen to them. But also it was interesting to know what they have been missing the most over the last few months. And so the social component is very important. So these are some kind of words that came up in this survey. So that is the social, the time with friends, the hanging out with friends, playing, outdoor classes, extracurricular activities, movies, teachers, stargazing, relaxing, working out, sports, etc., etc. So there is this idea that the school is not only a learning place, it's a place for much more. It's a place for making friends, for sharing, for learning from others, for doing all sort of activities, not only looking into the books. Okay. So regarding the design parameters, we learned that actually providing shade was a must in order to create this kind of comfortable environment that would allow to hold some classes outside. We also think that, again, this space will be also a social interface on its own. We also aim to create this microclimate. So the idea is to provide the shade and to bring down the temperature of the space so that, again, we can be more comfortable, especially during August and September. And the idea of education as a raising awareness capacity. So we are connecting the cloud to these sensors that are measuring the levels of pollution, and the cloud will be kind of illuminated and lit from the inside according to the pollution levels. So how can we also raise awareness about environmental issues among not only the students, but among the larger community of Columbus? And the idea of using also the cloud as a kind of a screen projection, so a place where, again, we can share information and we can project images and content. So we really envision this space as a space with multiple configurations in which, there can be different kind of events, both during the day and the night, but also during the weekdays and the weekends. So there could be lectures. It could be the right place to have a break. There could be performances. There could be projections. And this is the space from the inside. And this is the space from below, and that's how we imagine that we would be experiencing the cloud from below it. So, and this is an animation of how we imagine the color would be kind of changing according to the different times and conditions. And this is an image from the top and how it relates to the school itself. And the idea is also to provide some kind of light furniture or yoga balls so that people can sit around and relax and stay in the shade and share and recover some of the social activity that we actually were deprived from over the last few months. So thank you so much. I leave it here. I look forward to having an amazing and an exciting conversation, and we very much look forward to building the cloud room very soon in Columbus. Thank you so much.